Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to look at Elysian Fields by Michael Oden, and he put it out with the name Nine Realms Publishing. Little logo down there, pretty cool. A little bit, I think the logo's a little bit big, so yeah, negative right away. That's a great way to win people. Anyway, I like the logo though because of the tree in it. If you can see that, it appeals to me. And if you can't tell by now, this cover is really shiny. So he got this volcanic kind of electric effect for his particular foil, and it does extend to the back cover, which is mostly black. You can see some of the rainbow there in the logo and on the barcode, but it actually extends into the black. You can see some of those reflective spots as well. It's just not going to show up on camera. So he made it really pretty because he wants you to have something beautiful. Yeah, it's a bit dark up here, but we can see there the name. It's blue, not black. Oden, Costa, and Stone. Now Luke Stone's a great guy too. He does the Hybrids books. That's these, and he lettered this book. So Luke Stone, also a book I should be reviewing real quick because he's got number 5 out. So anyway, so here we are with this. The big things I respect about this book are that Michael delivered on the expectations he set up. He's a good family guy, but he got kids and whatnot, so his time's limited. But he was absolutely in love with the Greek myths from childhood, and it's something he's talked about in interviews or whatnot. So he respected characters that are not his own, as far as I can tell. Now, I don't know, because I haven't read the Iliad or the Odyssey. I don't know Achilles, that's who this is, well enough. But so I had to look some things up as I read the book, and he stuck to who the character would be. This is a 0 issue instead of a number 1, and I really think it could have been a number 1, but it's okay. It doesn't have to be. And we start looking at outside the city of Troy and the battles that went on in the Trojan War, and we see what it amounts to the battle leading to Achilles' death. So he defeats an opposing king, and then after that the armies clash, and finally the arrow strikes him in his heel, and I think medically he would have had a major artery cut, because you think, how could a heel kill somebody? But there's more to that in the mythology, and he moves into the afterlife. So this is all a setup. Now that I already said, the one thing I respect from what Michael Oden is doing is character. He's respecting a character that's not his own. That's how you should approach things that are not your own, that they are part of a cultural mythology. And I get that term from Professor Geek, of course, Michael Kreitzer. So the other thing he's doing that's really good is his premise. He has an awesome premise that's all his own, so we expect him to take characters, have them behave as themselves, so it's not just all randomness, I should say. And then he's putting them in an arena in the afterlife, and that's the premise for the book. So he's got a really good premise. Now initially, and this is something I actually had to look up, we see Achilles waking up in the afterlife with his slightly older friend, and they get into a little bit that these two may have been teenage lovers, which for some Greek history, boys in barracks were paired up almost like a mentor-mentee, but allowed to be engaged in that kind of thing until they reached a certain age, and then the mentee would flip and be a mentor for the next one. So he's pulled away from that to the river Styx and delivered to an arena. And in this arena, here is the rest of Michael's premise. All the different characters from different mythologies are battling out control for the underworld. So the current control of the underworld would be Satan. That is not an equivalent to Hades, because the theologies are so totally different from each other. But essentially the underworld in modern times is ruled by Satan, and Hades is noticing his loss of power, so he's putting forth champions of his own from his time to win back the underworld, and that's the premise for the series. So we see a little bit of that, and we get into some of the other people who are here. Oh, I forgot this name. I always forget to look up all the names so I can remember what I read. I apologize. But anyway, so here's going up against Gilgamesh, and then this thing that many of us from grade school would call a minotaur. He actually has a different name under Gilgamesh, and that name is in the back, Enkidu. Let's see if I can get that up here. Enkidu. So, also, this is a drawing Luke Stone did to give away, or sorry, not to give away, sorry, there was a different giveaway, forget that, to sell as part of the campaign. It was a one-off, so it's a digital drawing, but the full-size print of it, one-time print only. That's it. That's how you do a digital print. To quote-unquote sell the originals, you print it one time, and that's it. So, Achilles goes up against Gilgamesh here. This sets up for the next story to get us into issue number 1. That Gilgamesh is facing a turn. His what do you call it? Bow here is broken, and he's got to switch to swords, which is Achilles' strong point. So it's a nice setup. I can see, you get his premise, you get his respect for the characters. I was really looking forward to it a lot because of the interviews with Michael that I had seen on, not Raging Golden Eagle, the other one, Red Valkyrie's channel. So Shay or Ghastly or Shay Zombie, whatever 50 names she has. she's a great gal though. She had him on a couple times. He's part of her little writing group. So in the back of this, he included some progress work, sketches, inks, full color on character studies. So there's just a few little bonuses he threw in there for us. It's definitely worth setting up. And here we have the preview cover-ish pinup type page for issue 1. So I had to kind of say, okay, I'm really excited for this book, but you always got to tone down your expectations so you're not disappointed. So you try to come at things neutrally. And I was pretty, fulfilled, impressed, satisfied. I think he's doing a great job, and I'm happy with what he produced. I did want more, but it's a 0 issue. It's just him getting started. Wanting more is the point, so that when the next book comes along, get the next book. So here we are. I don't know how long he's in demand or anything like that. And I did look some things up about Achilles, and yes, he is respecting the character. So he's being a good writer that way. I guess if if this were Superman or Batman, you would want him to respect the character, and that seems to be what he's doing now. So a lot of his passion comes through. He is taking the characters out of their, previous settings. Of course, this thing that he's writing is his own writing. So we'll see where that goes and how he handles all that, and what he does with his own new characters that he may throw in. All right, thanks for watching. What are we up to? 7.5. All right, thanks for being around. Take care. Bye.